Welcome to episode 324 of the Working Fans Podcast. We are a little bit late on Halloween, but we are bringing all the action. Dave, you went out for Halloween last night. How was it?
I went out as a guy that got rear-ended, but I'm okay. Yeah, the kids may have gotten into a few fights here and there. There might have been some blood and some chokeholds, but everybody's okay now, and we're ready to go.
Speaking of chokeholds, next Saturday, November 1st, Rise and Fall, Outcast Wrestling Revolution, Falaba filling in the main event. I'm excited for this event, Dave. How are you feeling about this?
I always love going to an Outcast Wrestling Revolution show. It's always a fun time for us. I feel like almost like it's a little bit of a cheat code for us to, like, we get to talk to a lot of the talent. They're super gracious to us. The vendors are always good. I always talk about the pizza, but there's all kinds of good stuff going on here. So I have yet to have a bad time at an Outcast Wrestling Revolution show. I don't think I will.
Yeah, Ledgered Middle School, $30 VIP tickets, $20 general admission. Vets, $15. I can't read the other word in there, but we have. So if you bring an unwrapped toy, you get $5 off your ticket.
Right.
And they usually do these great raffles. And I wanted to announce a raffle that we are actually going to be contributing because I'm very excited about this. We had a friend that was clearing out a action figure collection and had one of these Brody Lee and his son sets. Comes with a belt in there as well. And we figured since Outcast does such great, stuff for the community, this one, the proceeds are going towards a friend of Cindy's funeral. We wanted to throw something in there, and I figured, who doesn't want a Brody Lee and his son set? So come down, Outcast Wrestling Revolution. We will be auctioning that off, and we'll be there. We'll be talking to talent. We'll be having fun as always. And we're going to start, since we started off with wrestling, we wanted to get into something a little Halloween themed. And it was interesting because I'm a huge Stephen King fan. I'm a fan of it. And Dave and I have worked together a while, but sometimes he'll ask me about something that surprises me. And when he asked if I saw the first episode of Welcome to Derry, I hadn't yet. I had been meaning to, and I was surprised he did. So, Dave, quick thoughts on Welcome to Derry.
So I watched it. I enjoyed it. I forgot it was. I want to say it was a little more violent than I was expecting, honestly. Not that I was like shocked or awed. Just a little more tuned up than I expected. Not that it's ultra violent, especially if you're into horror. It wasn't that gory, but there are a couple scenes I was like, oh, didn't see that coming. I enjoyed the story. Like I was telling you, I was listening to this YouTube channel. I want to say it's Emergency Awesome. I'll try to get that correct in the future. Maybe I could even do that while we're talking a little bit. But what I was interested to learn, because I did not have like a deep dive in like Stephen King books or other movies, and what was interesting for me was just seeing that how a lot like Marvel and DC, how a lot of Stephen King's stuff are connected, and you see cameos from other things. And Joe, you probably could help me out with the name, but Scatman Crothers was the actor who he played in The Shining. And I guess there's a younger version of him in this show that, he can kind of sense what's going on. And I was like, that's kind of cool. And just seeing like these little Easter eggs, if you look it up, where, like there's other villains. And I didn't know like Pennywise was like from another dimension, technically like another universe. And, this demon that fell on the planet. There's other.
Were you familiar with the movie It before you saw this? Had you seen the original? Had you seen either of the follow-ups?
I saw the two follow-ups in the last several years, whatever that was, 2017, 2018 when the first one came out. Not the 80s TV miniseries, but the other one. I saw the miniseries many, many years ago, but I would have been young. Emergency Awesome was the name of that channel, by the way.
All right, I'll have to look that up. So you had some familiarity with it, but you weren't aware, because like now I got to go back and see where the Dick Halloran character pops
Yes.
up. That was Scatman Carruthers, but
Yeah,
the main military guy in this show, he, I believe, is the father of the town historian who stays in Derry in it and
yes.
assembles all the friends. And there was a lot of common themes. There was kids getting terrorized because in the original when Ben goes to the library and he's researching the town, he finds out that periodically over the years kids go missing and kids have been terrorized. And it's interesting to see that side of it. You get to see an example of that here. You've got the Chinese restaurant that they all get together at in the remakes is one of the scenes in the show. There was the movie theater interacting with that, the Paul Bunyan statue, just to name a few things. I really liked episode 1.
So the Scatman Crothers character, it's so small. I'll just tell you. He's driving the military jeep. So when the white officer, I don't know if he's like a general or what, is talking to the main military character, the African American guy who's driving the jeep in just regular green army fatigues, that's who it is. You just kind of see him shoot him a look.
Oh, yeah, I remember that because the guy said something about, if you're looking for a good time, you'll find it in Derry. And you see the black driver give him a look in the back, and he's like, all right, well, maybe.
Yeah, and that's because I guess the way they broke it down was they believe it's because at this point he was young and he didn't like having these abilities. He resented it, so he didn't just talk about it. But those looks are to kind of give you a symbol like, oh, he's picking it up. And also,
there is a lot of racism in the story. I don't know if they'll get into the story of the Black Dot Cafe, but that was something that was mentioned in the.
Also, a little small detail I didn't know too, and they speculate on this too. And this is spoilers. All right, so just fucking spoilers, whatever. So the kids, most of the kids get slaughtered in the movie theater here, and so one of the girls, she's wearing this turtle thing, like this turtle bracelet.
Yeah,
the friends gave it to her, and I guess in the books there is like a turtle like type, like protector type thing, and it's supposed to be like
it didn't fit into the first movie, but it was something known from the books, and that was something I had down in the Easter eggs as well.
Yeah, and I want to say there's a sign too, something about the turtle, like saying, duck and cover, like when you go to school.
Because the turtle was like the mascot of the upcoming war thing. So that was definitely featured all over this episode.
Yeah, and then apparently he thinks that there's a picture of this like lady devil too, which is a representation of one of the great villains in Stephen King. That's even more powerful than Pennywise. But, we probably won't see that villain. But they think that there's I can't remember the name, but I can always say.
I can't think of it offhand either.
Yeah, he described it as the Thanos of Stephen King world, like this a very powerful demon.
So, nice. I'll definitely have to look that up. But we wanted to start off with a little Halloween talk because this is a great series. I was excited for it. Episode 2 is out now, I believe, because it came out on Halloween.
Yeah.
And we really only have one other thing to talk about this week. We might throw in some extra stuff at the end, but if you don't already know,
if you don't own a TV,
tonight, 7 p.m., we're gonna be doing a live watch along, and Saturday night's main event. Great little card here. We wanted to give you some predictions, and I really like this lineup.
Yeah. This is a fun little show, and I think we're going to see some movement here. I don't think it'll be in the first matchup. I do think Dominic Mysterio will successfully defend his title against Rusev and Penta. I think this is going to be a fun match. All Dominic Mysterio matches have been very fun lately. This guy gets an amazing reaction from the crowd, whether he's in the States or Mexico, and he is just a total slime ball heel still. They're not changing. So I love it, and I think Dom keeps the title tonight.
Yeah, that's my pick as well. I think it's going to be a good match. I like seeing Rusev getting in the mix there, but it'd be kind of wild to see Dominic lose it this quick. I have a feeling where you might see a title change. I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to say Jade Cargill taken that title off of Tiffany Stratton.
Yeah, this might be one of the ones where maybe the main event we'll disagree. We'll see. But yeah, I'm going to agree with you. Jade is going to take the title here. I think she came back as a heel for a reason. They're going to play in the fact that Tiffany's not 100%. They were kind of alluding that on SmackDown a little bit. And that'll be the out to try to keep her looking strong. But Jade is walking out with gold here. I honestly believe that.
Yes, and co-main event, Cody Rhodes, Drew McIntyre. I think it's going to be an entertaining match, but I don't see Cody losing this title.
No. These guys put great intensity on this match last night. Drew is just a consistent guy. He's going to be near that main event picture, but it's not his, this is Cody's time still. It's not over yet. Maybe WrestleMania, we'll see. Maybe Royal Rumble, but Cody won't go down yet. I just don't believe that. Should be a fun match. But, yeah, I got to go Cody. But like we said, we had one title change already with the women's match. In this next match, this is going to be an automatic title change.
Yeah, we're going to have a new champion. CM Punk, Jey Uso, vacant World Heavyweight Championship. This is kind of tough. Jay's had a good year.
Yeah.
He's been super popular. I think it makes sense to put the title on him.
Yeah.
But I gotta feel like Punk walks away with that championship tonight.
There's been some speculation that Jay might turn heel, but I've even heard some speculation that Punk might even be the leader of the Vision, and now that Seth's gone, and they might go that route and might tease tension between him and Braun Breaker at some point. And I don't know where they go with this, but I guess we're gonna have a clean sweep here, Joe, because I'm gonna agree with you. AJ and I actually talked about this a little bit the other night just to get his picks, and he is picking Jey Uso. So someone on our crew is doing that, but I'm going with Punk with you. I got to go CM Punk, but I think it's one of those matches because Seth wasn't expected to get injured. You don't really know what direction they're going to go. This is going to set some stuff up for us now.
Yeah, it's not obvious. It's kind of like it could go anywhere, and I think that's what's exciting about it. Yeah. I got to tell you what I'm looking forward to most about this live watch along, besides obviously talking with you, is I hope to God it's 2 hours, clean in and out, fun little Saturday night. Yeah. Not like these big 4-hour marathons that we do. We love doing all the watch alongs, talking to the people. They've been very great for us. We're just going to go a little extra segment here. Any random news, anything in the wrestling world got you? And I'm going to start off because I had sent you an article earlier this week about Vince Russo joining the NWA team.
Oh, yeah.
And when I first heard it, I wasn't a big fan of it because it was talking about how he was going to use CTE and other things. And to me, that didn't seem to fit the NWA. I was interested. I was going to give it a chance to see what Russo could do there, but it didn't seem ideal. It seemed a little out of character for them. And then later in the week, it was announced that he is part co-owner and is writing for Juggalo Championship.
Yeah, that fits.
And I'm fine with that. I've got no problem. If anything, I think it could maybe legitimize JCW. And just last night, Matt Cardona won their heavyweight championship. Dressed up as the Riddle box cover, I believe. Don't you juggalos get on my ass if I got it wrong. But what did you think of the Vince Russo news?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's funny because once in a while I'll listen to the Keeping It 100 podcast with Conan, and they've talked about that Vince has been saying for a while that he's out of the wrestling business. It bothers him. He doesn't want to be in it, and he's done. And now he's back like kind of full in. So I thought it was kind of funny, actually. But you know what? Good for him. Get a chance here. Maybe he can do something with the Juggalos. And, I mean, JCW has been around for quite a while now, I want to say, right? I mean.
Yeah, they have been.
Yeah, so they don't have a bad reputation as far as, like, paying talent. You never hear any things like them, falling out of shows or anything like that. So, I mean, if you really look at it, they got a loyal fan base, and they seem to cater to that particular audience, and it'll be interesting to see how Vince kind of fits in there, and what he can do. I wish them all the best of luck. I love the fact Matt Cardona's their champion, because I just love the fact that Matt Cardona keeps finding ways to keep relevant here.
It keeps doing things, and I'm not the biggest Vince Russo fan. I wouldn't say I'm a Vince Russo fan, but I'm also not a hater. It's not my preferred thing, but it's an injection of new life into the business now. It's giving it a different character.
Yeah.
So that will be interesting. Talking the opposite of Vince Russo, my Jim Cornette books are coming in this week. He wrote a new book. I want to say it's called like Heroes and Friends. It's articles he wrote throughout the years about certain wrestlers. And he's also selling a Scott Teal book about wrestling in Madison Square Garden. So I'm very interested in that.
I just heard, this will probably surprise you because I'm going to talk about this, but I did hear it. I heard that Donald Trump is expected to be at John Cena's last match at Washington, D.C. So that'll be interesting if that does take place, because I wonder how the crowd will react to that.
Well, they better fucking applause, I bet.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting because you see a lot of that Trump integration at UFC, and it's always very friendly.
But wrestling fans are different, so that's why I'm kind of yeah. But then someone said
in there, you got definitely, I think, a audience that leans the other way. So we'll see how they do it. They'd be better off to keep him backstage. But
yeah, I would think so. They talked about this because Vince McMahon, actually, of all people, who was friends with Trump when he became president the first time, I guess, was quoted as saying, he's like, we're not going to have him involved in any stories or bring him out like that. That's not something we really want to get involved in. Whereas TKO seems to be just the opposite like that. They're like, hey, Trump him out. Let's go. Trump him out. Good one. So, anyway.
Anything else big go on in wrestling this week? I mean, we're lining up for AEW Full Gear. I didn't watch AEW, but
they got Blood and Guts
excited for the pay-per-views.
Yeah, they got Blood and Guts coming up. There's the women's tag team tournament going on. Marina Shafir has now replaced Penelope Ford. She's going to be with Megan Bain in the tournament.
I like that team.
Yeah, so there's a lot of interesting stuff going on, I thought, in AEW. Me and AJ talked about that this week.
I got a question, though. Now that Marina's with Megan Bain, do you think that changes the outcome of the tournament at all?
No. Although, when I saw the Sisters of Sin there actually beat Alamada and Jamie Hayter, it did make me think that maybe there's going to be some upsets. Like maybe Mercedes and Athena aren't going to be there. So we'll see.
The women's tag team champions.
Right now, I'm going to go with Mina and Toni Storm.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
Yeah, I think that'll be... I thought they'd be in the finals against Mercedes and Athena, but I think it was so predictable that they want to switch it up. So I think we're going to get a different team across from them. But I think Tony and Mina will win. I think the people really get behind them. So I think that'll be fun. Wouldn't be mad at Megan Bain and Marina just because like a couple ass kickers go out there and destroy people. That could be something fun too.
That's what I was thinking, because when I hear that team get put together, they sound like they should be the powerhouse dominant team.
Yeah.
Maybe they get beat in the finals. I don't know if they're in a position to make it to the finals, but that's got me excited for that tournament that much more now.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff coming up, There's rumors that TNA may have a TV deal coming soon. They've been on a bit of a break, and rumors are they're going to come back on new TV. That would be exciting if that happens. I would love to see TNA wrestling.
Or are they rumored to pop up?
I haven't heard anything. I mean, I heard a wild rumor back in the day that maybe WWE is going to get them on like Peacock or something.
That would be wild. I could see like a CW.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, CW.
I would like to hope better than CW just because they've been around so long, but I feel like if NXT is helping rise them up, then CW makes sense.
The same network and stuff too. I could see them being opposite AEW, on a Wednesday too. That will be their show, and WWE is going to help them, but they're going to have to compete, which will be interesting, just because it's not great probably for AEW. It's not probably great for TNA, but since TNA, I think depends how you look at it, right? They're not really in a lose situation, other than hardcore fans who will probably be like, they're going to get their ass kicked. Well, maybe, but I mean, they're probably still going to get more of an audience just by being on a wrestling night on a network TV. So even if they don't win, it's probably still a win for them, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, the people are really winning. We've got a lot of, high-level wrestling on a lot of channels, something that we never really had.
I'd like to say I hope TNA does end up on the CW network, and I hope AAA ends up on Peacock. I hope they're part of like a streaming thing. Maybe every month for a couple months we can see some AAA shows on Peacock.
Yeah, I'd like to see a more regular stream of AAA because, it's one of those acquisitions they've had. They've done a couple shows. They ran those World Collide shows really close together.
Yeah.
And it was weird because they run them and then we haven't heard much else. We're getting characters integrated here and there, but I'd like to see more widespread availability of it.
It's got to have something to do with their international streaming deal with HBO Max, where that's probably why we haven't had an announcement with them yet. It probably has to run its course, but they can get away with doing a few YouTube shows. So
I do like it in a way.
Yeah,
I like it in a way too, because it's almost like they're not integrating too much in there, and it's not like they're taking over AAA.
Right. It's almost like a Saturday night's main event in the sense, like, I don't know if it's quarterly, but we'll get them every couple months. It's a fun show, and it's uniquely different than anything else WWE is doing because you have obviously more lucha talent, but you get it mixed with a little bit of WWE talent. And so far, I think the fact that they're not overdoing it has kept it pretty cool.
Yeah, 100%. Anything else big this week that, kind of caught your eye? I know it's been a busy week work-wise and life-wise.
Yeah. No,
Halloween week never helps.
I got nothing else right now for me. You got all I could give at the moment. I will be back to give more, though. My people!
7 p.m. tonight, live watch along next Saturday night. We will be at Outcast Wrestling Revolution. And thank you for joining us, everybody. We'll be back next week, and we'll be back with author Ray Lopez presents Lockup, professional wrestling in our world. Lockup dives headfirst into the colorful world of professional wrestling. Explore the iconic characters, careers, matches, history, and families, and delve into the bizarre and fascinating entwining of professional wrestling and film, television, football, politics, gender, and race. Pre-orders are available now on Amazon.com or at MascotBooks.com. This is the perfect gift for the wrestling fan in your life. Pick up a copy today on Amazon.com or at MascotBooks.com.
Hey fans, it's the man they call Dave with producer Joe, and you probably know us as the commentary team for New Heights Pro Wrestling, but when we're not doing that, we got a podcast.
That is the Working Fans Podcast, where we talk pro wrestling, comedy, MMA, and so much more.
And tell them about that signature segment.
Oh, you talk about the 531?
You know I am.
That is a homegrown creation that has been our namesake. And if you want to know our namesake, we got Chevy, AJ Strange Brew, as well as the two of us.
And why don't you go to our channel, like, subscribe, show us some love.
Rate, review, all of it.
Read about the Northern Wrestling Federation in the book presented by Russellville.com, The Pro Wrestling Vault, Volume 2. Hear the story of Roger Ruffin, the man who trained Carl Anderson, the Monster Abyss, Jordan Clearwater, Chris Harris, and Jillian Hall.
Plus 45 other short stories, including Jazz, Bobby Eaton, Kamala, Thunder Rosa, Mario Mancini, Scott Casey, PJ Black, Kerry Morton, Sal Renaro, Jeremiah Plunkett, Colby Carino, Bam Bam Malone, and many others.
Get your book today at Russellville.com. Russellville. It's where wrestling lives.